Trump is finally doing it. He's pardoning him. It has now been confirmed that crooked Hillary Clinton's stooge and right-hand woman, Aide, actually forwarded sensitive State Department emails, some of which included passwords to government systems via her personal Yahoo email account right before every single Yahoo account was hacked and sold on the dark web. Aide regularly forwarded work emails to her personal accounts. The three email accounts Aide used were abedin@state.gov, huma@clintonemail.com, and humamabeden@yahoo.com. Anyone who has worked for any kind of corporation should know very well this isn't a great idea, although it makes you wonder why she wanted a copy of some emails in her own accounts. Maybe life insurance. If you can recall, this is the same hack where the United States government later had to charge a Russian intelligence agent named Igor Sushchin with hacking 500 million Yahoo email accounts. The initial hack happened in 2014 and allowed his associates to access accounts well into 2015 and 2016 by using forged cookies. Sushchin also worked from the Russian investment bank Renaissance Capital, which interestingly enough paid the former president and rapist Bill Clinton $500,000 to give a June 2010 speech in Moscow. Here is President Trump's reaction. Crooked Hillary Clinton's top aide, Aide, has been accused of disregarding basic security protocols. She put classified passwords into the hands of foreign agents. Remember sailors' pictures on submarine. Jail. Deep State Justice Department must finally act. Also in Comey and others. Trump is actually considering pardoning the sailor Christian Saucier, who was jailed for taking pictures of classified sections of a nuclear submarine. Via Daily Mail, Trump was asked a week after taking office in 2017 whether or not he would consider pardoning Saucier, who admitted snapping photos of the USS Alexandria so he could show his children someday where he had served his country. I'm actually looking at it right now, Trump told Fox News at the time. I think it's very unfair in light of what's happened with other people. The photos showed the nuclear reactor compartment, the auxiliary steam propulsion panel, and the maneuvering compartment, prosecutors said. Saucier denied sharing his pictures with anyone who was unauthorized to see them, and his lawyers raised the case of Hillary Clinton's classified email scandal as a more damning parallel. The Democratic then presidential candidate had been engaging in acts similar to Mr. Saucier with information of much higher classification, they said, claiming it would be unjust and unfair for Mr. Saucier to receive any sentence other than probation for a crime those more powerful than him will likely avoid. The president is right, along with her boss Hillary and many more in the DC swamp, need to go to prison for a long time, especially seeing that Saucier was jailed for a far lighter offense. Via ProPublica, James Comey's testimony on Aide forwarding emails was inaccurate. The FBI hasn't decided how to correct the director's false claim that she forwarded thousands of Clinton emails to the laptop computer of her husband, former Congressman Anthony Weiner. Update May 9, 2017. On Tuesday, the FBI sent a letter to Congress correcting inaccurate congressional testimony by Director James Comey 6 days after he mischaracterized what the FBI discovered on Anthony Weiner's laptop. The Bureau addressed the matter in a 2-page letter to the Senate Judiciary Committee from its congressional liaison, explaining that it was intended to supplement Comey's testimony by providing the full context of what was reviewed and found on the laptop. In it, the FBI acknowledged that only a small number of more than 49,000 potentially relevant emails found on Weiner's laptop had been forwarded from Clinton deputy Aide to Weiner, her husband, not hundreds of thousands as Comey had stated. The FBI said just 2 of those messages contained classified information. The letter was issued shortly before Donald Trump issued his own letter firing Comey. accompanied by a Justice Department memo detailing the FBI director's serious mistakes in handling the Clinton email investigation. FBI Director James Comey generated national headlines last week with his dramatic testimony to the Senate Judiciary Committee, explaining his incredibly painful decision to go public about the Hillary Clinton emails found on Anthony Weiner's laptop. Perhaps Comey's most surprising revelation was that Aide, Weiner's wife and a top Clinton deputy, had made a regular practice of forwarding hundreds and thousands of Clinton messages to H, her husband, some of which contained classified information. Comey testified that Aide had done this so that the disgraced former congressman could print them out for her boss. Weiner's laptop was seized after he came under criminal investigation for sex crimes following a media report about his online relationship with a teenager. The New York Post plastered its story on the front page with a photo of an underwear-clad Weiner and the headline, "Hard copy. Whom sent Weiner classified Hillary emails to print out." The Daily News went with a similar front-page screamer, "Whom sent classified emails to sex maniac Weiner." The problem: much of what Comey said about this was inaccurate. Now the FBI is trying to figure out what to do about it. FBI officials have privately acknowledged that Comey misstated what Aide did and what the FBI investigators found. On Monday, the FBI was said to be preparing to correct the record by sending a letter to Congress later this week. But the plan now appears on hold, with the Bureau undecided about what to do. ProPublica is reporting a story on the FBI's handling of the Clinton emails and raised questions with government officials last week about possible inaccuracies in Comey's statements about Aide. It could not be learned how the mistake occurred. The FBI and Aide declined ProPublica's requests for comment on the director's misstatements. How we're learning to do journalism differently in the age of Trump. Here are 4 ideas we've used to guide our Trump administration coverage. According to 2 sources familiar with the matter, including one in law enforcement, Aide forwarded only a handful of Clinton emails to her husband for printing, not the hundreds and thousands. Cited by Comey, it does not appear Aide made a regular practice of doing so. Other officials said it was likely that most of the emails got onto the computer as a result of backups of her BlackBerry. It was not clear how many, if any, of the forwarded emails were among the 12 classified emails Comey said had been found on Weiner's laptop. None of the messages carried classified markings at the time they were sent. Comey's Senate testimony about Aide came as he offered his first public explanation for his decision to reveal the existence of the emails on October 28 days ahead of the 2016 election and before FBI agents had examined them. When agents obtained a search warrant that allowed them to read the messages, they turned out to be mostly duplicates of emails the Bureau had obtained earlier in the investigation. Comey announced just before Election Day that nothing had changed in the Clinton case, which had been closed 4 months earlier without criminal charges. Comey announced just before Election Day that nothing had changed in the Clinton case, which had been closed 4 months earlier without criminal charges. During his testimony, Comey said that part of the reason for revealing the existence of the messages was that some appeared to fill an 8-week gap in records from early in Clinton's tenure as Secretary of State. Comey said the FBI viewed them as the golden missing emails that would change this case because they might provide insights into Clinton's intent when she set up her private server. Comey testified that investigators searching Weiner's laptop in the days before the election also found that, somehow, her emails are being forwarded to Anthony Weiner, including classified information, by Clinton's assistant, Aide. He later testified, appears to have had a regular practice of forwarding emails to him for him, I think, to print out for her so she could then deliver them to the Secretary of State. After Comey painted this troubling picture, Republicans said, Ted Cruz demanded to know why Abedan and Weiner hadn't been charged with mishandling classified information, calling the failure to do so puzzling. You said Ms. Abedan forwarded hundreds of thousands of classified emails to her husband on a non-government, non-classified computer, said Cruz. How does that conduct not directly violate the statute? Comey offered a partial clarification, telling the Texas senator, "If I said that, I misspoke." She forwarded hundreds and thousands of emails, some of which contained classified information. Comey agreed both Abedan and Weiner potentially might have committed a crime, but said the FBI found no basis for concluding either had acted with criminal intent. Comey said the FBI had been unable to discuss the matter with Weiner because he has pending criminal problems of other sorts. Abedan's lawyer issued a statement after Comey's October 28 letter saying Abedan had no idea how her exchanges with Clinton got on Weiner's laptop and no idea that they were there. So apparently even Comey lied when it came to Hoover's emails, according to the above article. Was everyone in the government above the law during the Barack Hussein Obama presidency? Apparently so. These people were so arrogant that they actually thought they would never lose another election. They would have bet the right arms that people were so happy with the lies and lawlessness that they would never lose.